Hi, my name is Joab Lopez. Today, I want to talk about the value of time. I've heard many great statistics about what your time is worth. You can even break it down to the second. It goes something like this. If John makes $10 an hour, let's say, a half an hour is worth $5 to John. If he buys a $5 coffee and spends 30 minutes with his friends, then he spent 10 bucks for 30 minutes of his time, which equals $20 an hour. That is more than twice what John even makes. So this is so common in the thoughts, mainly because we're taught this way by either instruction or observation, like observing others, the people you grew up with, things like that. The focus therefore becomes money, material things, fame. Look at these buildings that I'm surrounded by, all right? Broken down, a little dilapidated. It's not even that old. Why is it this way? Because time in and of itself, worthless. Time does nothing. Time hasn't built up this building because time can't heal and grow if a living conscious catalyst isn't paired with it. In the case of this building, add man plus time and it will be maintained, commerce will flow, and it will grow. Without living conscious value, it just falls apart and decays. This same truth happens to our minds. There's a great story about a dean who came up to his new students and he said, I want to teach you guys a valuable lesson, so I really need you to pay attention. And so the students sat there waiting, and the dean didn't say anything, and he didn't say anything, and it seemed to go on forever. Students were getting bored and wondering what was going on, and then finally the dean looked at his watch and he said, that was 5 minutes. Seemed like an eternity, didn't it? So whenever you have 5 minutes, don't feel like that's something you can just throw away. It's that valuable. All right. It's a great story, and it's a true lesson. Einstein, when asked if he could give an example on why he considered time relative, he said, if you put your hand on a hot stove for 5 minutes, it seems like an eternity. But if you spend 5 minutes with a pretty girl, it seems like a snap of a finger, instant. Time is perception. All right? There's a great poem that illustrates this beautifully, and it goes like this. I only have a minute. There's only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it. I didn't lose it. But it's up to me to use it. Suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. It's just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So I think the question, what is your time worth, should actually be, what is worth your time? Because now, time isn't what it's about. Oh no, I don't have enough time, right? It's common. Time is something that belongs to you, and you have all the time there is. We have the same amount as everyone else. Do you believe Bill Gates has more time than you? He has the same seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, even years as you. So why is he so wealthy? Because he decides on a second-to-second basis on what is worth his time. He gets to set the value. I'm reminded of another poem. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay me no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I work for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. What are you asking for of the time life has been giving you? Dr. Charles Darwin once said, anyone who dares waste even 1 hour of time hasn't discovered the value of life. He's right. We all have been guilty of wasting time. Hello, Netflix binger, right here. Andrew Carnegie, he was the great steel tycoon. He was actually the wealthiest man in the world at his time. He was once asked what he did in his spare time, and he replied, "I don't have any spare time." So, how do we stop wasting time? Purpose. This will be addressed more in depth in later episodes, but briefly, having goals you can constantly work on to achieve your purpose, to get everything you've ever wanted. So, when you have 5 minutes, you get to choose. Waste your time, making it worthless, or use your spare time to actively pursue your dreams. This is Joab Lopez. Thank you.